Alright, what's going on, people? We're on the Smogon forums today. The best place to be when it comes to competitive Pokemon, at least in singles. I mean, there's Nugget Bridge for VGC, but even then, we got VGC stuff right here as well. And today, I'm just going to talk to you guys about something I think you shouldn't do if you're really trying to get into Smogon forum activities. I stressed this in my Smogon versus VGC video from like 3 years ago. That's a really old and outdated video. And I look back on it, I'm like, this is kind of an video. But one thing I am really glad I brought up is just how many things there are. Excuse me, how many things there are to do on these forums, because there's really just so much here, and there's so many ways to get involved. And I'm probably not even the first person that should be talking about this, because I've barely been active these past few this past like year, I would say. I haven't really been on here at all. But I'm trying to get back into it. We're on the Grand Slam grind. Okay, that's enough talking. I'm going to go ahead and just share a story of what I did a long time ago that I don't think a lot of people, if you're looking to get into Smogon, don't do this. Avoid making this mistake. And I'm not talking about really obvious things like breaking the rules or flaming or ghosting. Nothing like that. I'm talking about getting badge hungry. Alright, so this is, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, so this little PNG thing, this little this innocuous, unimportant status point here, it basically tells you like what you've done on the forums. Having one of these gives you access to the Inside Scoop forum right here. And Finchinator is probably this fucking dumbass probably has, he's a 5. This man has no life, having no sex. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm totally yeah, okay, so this is for CNC as a contributor. That's the one I have, tiering contributor, and stuff like that. If you're an admin or something, this is where it tells you. Social media contributor, so he's probably on Facebook or Twitter, probably one of the people posting there. And it can get to your head a little bit, especially when you start getting badges like I once was. So I used to have today I'm going to tell you the story of how I lost my Team Raider badge. So I used to have another badge alongside this one that I might try and get back in the next couple of weeks or so, or next couple of months. It might take me months, depending on if I'm really not trying to grind out here. Damn, this is going to be a bitch to edit because I'm really just rambling. But so basically, this is around like 2015. I was still a young buck, like barely in college, like 18 or 19. And I basically got my tiering contributor badge and my Team Raider badge like back to back, like within the same week, almost. And this was back like, this was in Oras. And I would say this is more or less like the height. That's kind of where I peaked in terms of competitive, both like ability and activity. Like I was actually playing tournaments and shit. I was playing a lot of underused at the time, and I was actually like building teams on a consistent basis, and I mean actually making them kind of good. So I got the two badges like side by side, because really I had been rating teams for a long ass time, like since Black and White. But my quality really just spiked in 6th gen, and so I got the team rating badge, and I was kind of feeling myself, right? It got to my head big time, and I'm like, all right, let's get this scroll bar going, because what happens if you're, especially on mobile, once you get enough badges, they don't fit on the screen. So whenever you hover over somebody's profile, let me see somebody who probably has that. God, I don't fucking know. AIM, does he have one? Oh wait, no, it's down here. They call it the scroll bar because your badges will start like scrolling because they don't fit on the screen all at once. Let's see, let's see if this one does it. Okay, no, that's only on mobile, so I can't really show you guys what I'm talking about. But I was getting badge hungry. I was getting greedy out here, so I'm like, all right, let's get involved. Let's do all the shit that's gonna give me the badges. So I got into contributions and corrections, and I got into tutoring. Now, tutoring, I actually enjoyed that the first couple of times. As time went on, I was kind of getting sick of it. Like, it's actually funny because the first time I tutored, it was lit. The second time was lit too. I actually tutored a guy who went on to become a really successful tournament player. Well, not really successful, but like he's getting there. He's there. Christo, he's like playing an SPL now and shit. And I'm not gonna say that I'm responsible for that. Like, even most of it, like, nah, like he already knew how to play when I tutored him. I was mostly just tutoring him on the UU metagame at the time. But you know, it's still something nice to have on the resume, especially if I ever want to go back to tutoring. Like, hey, I tutored this guy who is like playing SBL right now, so hit me with that. We're getting this clout out here. But yeah, so the tutoring, that went okay. But then like the contributions and corrections, oh god, I don't know what it is. I don't know how people do it. The process is so terrible. It might just be my personal taste, but I really feel like there's a better way of doing this shit. It is so slow and so painful. I consider myself like a decent writer, and I don't know. I just couldn't stand the process. I dropped like most of the articles I tried to do, and I just never went back. It was fucking terrible. And during that time when I was tutoring and trying to do articles for the Smogon decks, I wasn't rating teams. So eventually Iron Bullet hit me up with that he hit me upside the head and said, "Hey, we're going to take away your badge because we don't think you've done enough for the alumni badge, which is like the gray one." Well, usually that's understandable. Like the Team Raider one apparently is one of the hardest alumni badges to get. So I wasn't really shook about that. That was around the point where I was like about to drop off the face of the earth because I tend to do that once in a while. People who have been on this channel know that. And so, yeah, because I got greedy, because I got distracted, I actually got one of my badges taken away. And so, my advice, the moral of the story is, if you're gonna go for badges, stick to the shit that you actually like to do. Don't go out of your way to do stuff just because it gives you a badge if you're not actually enjoying it. So I genuinely like rating teams whenever I can get around to it. And I've rated a couple in the past couple of weeks. So maybe I can get it back. Yeah, and also like tiering contributing. This one's probably one of the easier ones to get, if not the easiest. But it also involves just playing games because it's literally just participating in suspect tests. So it's just playing a lot, essentially. Like there's a reason you only need one badge to get access to this entire forum. Like there's no tiers here. Like you don't get anything extra for having 3 as opposed to 1. And I think that's a good system. So stick to the shit you like if you really want to contribute to the forums, and don't like deviate just for the sake of having more pixels under your name. So if you only do like art to contribute and that's your shit, stick to that. Get your badge from there. Get your clout from doing art. I believe you can actually get a badge for that. Or like doing videos for Smogon. That's another way a lot of people have gotten badges. Even just being on Pokemon Showdown, if I'm not mistaken, there is a badge for being a moderator or a high status on the Pokemon Showdown simulator. Rating teams, doing tutoring shit. What's the one I'm missing? God damn it. Writing articles, that's kind of under the same shit as like contributions and corrections. There's also like the community contributor badge. So that's another one that's like something I considered for a while, but then I was like, nah, that's just too much work. That's like making threads on the actual metagame forum. So it's like little activities, like for example, the one I get some of my teams from, which is I'm not getting this shit quickly. It's the team building competition. It's stuff like this, like all of these forum activities. If you end up running a lot of those, then you might get the community contributor badge. So there's a lot of ways, and you don't have to do all of them. A lot of people can because they genuinely just enjoy being on the forums, but don't get greedy. Oh, this guy, yeah, he's part of the staff, so I mean, he's got that whole fucking row. I think this is the simulator one, battle server moderator. What is this one? A media contributor. Is that different from the other one? Whatever. There's actually, it's actually kind of amazing how many there are. I think this is tournament director. Yeah. So yeah, that's just something I felt like sharing because I feel like for a lot of users, especially coming into these forums, it's a little intimidating seeing everybody around you got this whole fucking scroll bar of badges and you don't. Don't get intimidated by that. A lot of tournament players don't have a single fucking badge, and they get respect, they get their clout just from playing good. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Maybe I'll do another one of these, just browsing the forums, or oh god, going back at like the posts I made when I joined fresh. Man, that was like 2011. I was legit like 14 years old. Oh god, that must have been fucking terrible. So I don't have much else to say. I guess I've just been rambling. If you didn't make it all the way through, I do not blame you. I will see you guys next time.